Fox News. This morning in the Security Council, many concessions were made to try to meet North Korea's demands. Fox News is just curious how the rest of the world can be sure that North Korea will live up to its end of the bargain if it's rejecting inspections from NGOs, the IAEA, and other organizations, while the U.S. is pledging to remove most of its military from the DMZ.
As stated this morning, we agreed that a timeline must be made of different steps that will be taken both by the DPRK and the international community as a whole. These steps will include things such as returning to the six-party talks and bilateral talks with nations such as Japan, South Korea, China, the Russian Federation, and the United States. It is only when this happens that we will actually, we agreed to consider allowing IAEA inspectors back into our nation. So there I believe you misquoted me when I actually said that we would allow them back in for this concession. Also, other steps can be, while other steps are taken, we agreed with the international community in the council that certain steps would obviously not happen unless North Korea fulfilled their side of the bargain. We understand that this will take a great deal of trust on both sides. And we recognize that this is something that will not happen overnight in a year or possibly 2 years, but will take a very long time and many negotiations that will have to happen in good faith and along a steady time.
Thank you. Next question. Yes, ma'am?
Korean News Service. So I understand that gift giving is a very big part of the diplomatic procedure in the DPRK. So I would like to inquire as to if you could elaborate on some of the gifts you might have received over the past couple of days, maybe?
That is true. It is an important part of our diplomatic proceedings. We have not received any gifts of note in the past few days. However, at approximately Christmas time, if we follow Christmas time, we received wreaths, a New Year's card from Hu Jintao, a gift from UBCMUN, and a floral basket, among other gifts.
Thank you. Next question. Hina?
Hina, Croatian National News. In a discussion to the side of the other nations during Security Council session earlier today, the United States delegation mentioned that in reality the US, if they wanted to attack, they could do it in a day, regardless of where they're based. Given that type of rhetoric from the United States, how important does the Democratic People's Republic of Korea view the withdrawal of troops from the Korean Peninsula?
Well, of course, this is one of the major issues that has actually led to stalled talks and negotiations going very slowly, is the knowledge that we are a very small and isolated nation in where we are, and that powers such as the United States can actually invade us within a day. And while we have a military that we hope can deter this, the reality is that as the most powerful military nation in the world, we simply could not stand up to that kind of power. However, with steps that have been taken in the past month, opening bilateral talks with the Special Envoy, Stephen Bosworth, we hosted him for about 2 weeks to discuss the DPRK coming back to disarmament talks and six-party talks. We believe that while it can be noted that while they did say that, it was taken out of context by making it sound a little bit more like a threat, while they were stating simply a reality of a reason that they admitted they needed to show trust in us and that we needed to be able to trust them.
Given your fervent defense of the United States delegation and President Obama's new era of global engagement, how do you view current relations between North Korea and the United States? And could you please elaborate on the private meeting the two of you had yesterday evening prior to your arrival at the Security Council this morning, and what was discussed? So,
as for our relationship with the United States, it is ever improving, and we are so happy to see this. We said in the joint declaration of 2005, which was with those other 5 nations, that we wanted to see a nuclear-free Korean peninsula and an end to the Korean War. And also, as been shown by these past talks with Stephen Bosworth, that we hope to further increase our interest in the United States and keep going with these improved relations that we are now seeing. as for the meeting last night, all the American delegate came down to say was that he was again notifying that he was making sure that I knew what was going on, and he wanted to touch base to make sure that I also knew of these talks happening between my nation and the United States. These talks were not supposed to be making any hidden agendas or any subversive, but was just completely touching base.
We have time for just one more short question. Vanguard.
Vanguard, Nigeria, the Free Press. How do the DPRK officials feel about what's going on in Congo and their Marxist brothers that are dying over there?
At this point, we have much more pressing issues that we are trying to deal with internally with our own issues. It is very hard to look past our own borders when we are dealing every day with the fear of invasion from what we perceive as still hostile imperialist forces, while we lament for the loss of life as a socialist nation who believes in the Jewish ideal that all people are created equal and no one deserves to die. It is very hard to do anything other than express our sympathies at this point and hope for an end.
Thank you very much, DPRK.